Can you slide around a little bit?
Yes, they didn't say a thing. They didn't need a pledge not to tell anything. But everybody loved it. Yes, it opened a great review. But they did have a lot of presents.
Go. One more time.
One more time.
Everybody, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Now loud. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Ask you about the evening. Tell them about the laughs, how much fun you had, but please keep the mystery a secret. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, hi. I'm Rex Torsion, and I live here. But who'd ever believe that I go from doing background checks for the HR department of a very small company in downtown San Diego to coming here to live at the high and mighty and very expensive Shady Glen. But with all my computer smarts that I learned at my previous job, I'm able to do some research on some of you. And the secrets I find are amazing, and they're all in my little book. But right now I've got a major gold mine of things here to help support my income. It seems that I've got a lot of dirt. I'm getting paid month to month for keeping quiet about all these secrets. But fees are going up because guess what? My fees have gone up too. So I'm gonna have to hit somebody for some more money. But who's it gonna be? Oh, and here comes Rod Ramrod. Rod Ramrod, when he was on active duty in the US Army, he had a motto, often wrong, but never in doubt. Hey, Rod, how you doing?
That's General Ramrod to you.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. But who'd ever believe that this guy, 4-star general in the US Army, walks around campus mollycoddling a pipsqueak of a little poodle like this. He even calls him Major.
That's Major to you, bud.
If you say so, looks more like a major minor to me. But why is the general so against the stoop to scoop regulation here regarding Major's business? I can't figure that out. He even went over to La Jolla to steal a sample of a friend's dog's stool to turn in here for his DNA sample.
Everyone knows rules don't apply to officers.
I always keep a little snack in my pocket to be able to give to the little Major because he's been helping me with my income for years, so thank you.
Just keep quiet about this and you'll get your reward.
You keep quiet or your fees are going to go up. And then, here's my favorite gardener.
Peace and love.
Mary Jane Greenleaf, my favorite gardener. She hides her marijuana plants and magical mushrooms among her tomatoes for camouflage. And she spends lots of time harvesting them for her special clientele. Anyway, Mary Jane was out at midnight last night. I saw her. I don't know what she was doing, but Mary Jane, did you finish?
Nah, Rex, and why do you even want to know? I'm out there every night when it's dark, weeding. And if you grow what I grow, you don't want to pull the wrong weed, you want to pull the right weed, so it takes a lot longer. I'm going out there again tonight, but don't you be following me.
I'll try not to, but you know, it's kind of weird that now gardening is such a nocturnal event. She even told me that she's a master nocturnal gardener. I don't know about that. But I'm not the only one that's interested in all of these mysterious plants. Security is kind of interested in what she's got going on in that garden, and they wonder what she's doing out there in the middle of the night. Anyway, I know what she's doing. She's not pulling weeds. She's harvesting her goodies for her select clientele. Our Black Widow, resident Black Widow. Are you on your way to the dining room to set your magic traps, the trap number 4? And is this the 6th night that you've been going to the dining room with the same new guy?
It's only my 5th. Get lost, you old troll. Don't worry, you're safe. No one would want to marry a fiend like you. Oh, well, hello there, handsome. Are you married? You're lost. Good job.
Well, I know that she was the likely suspect in the mysterious deaths of 3 old farts that she was married to before. I don't know how many people would be hanging around her if they knew about her nasty past history. And then here's our cook, Jacques in the box. Hey, Jacques, what's cooking? Hey, Jacques, you know, I don't know what the big shots here would think if they knew that you had fake credentials when you came here for your job. Yeah, you. You came from the Cordon Diner in Paris, Texas, not the fancy Cordon Bleu restaurant in Paris, France.
I'll keep paying you to keep your mouth shut. But remember, I'm the one who cooks your food, so you better watch it.
Well, you know, he claims he's a French diner, French cook, all this experience from working in previous restaurants. I don't think so. He was never working there. He got all of his experience from watching old videos of Julia Child. I know that. And one more thing. I've got an ace up my sleeve. I saw a newspaper article in the paper, and it talked about mysterious deaths down at, well, here comes Neva. Neva. Now here comes
Ayala. Ayala lie.
Yeah. Okay, Ayala. Ayala, I got some questions for you. Hey, Ayala. Ayala. Okay. I keep trying to question her, but she slithers off like a little snake in the grass.
What the hell do you want now?
Well, I don't know if she doesn't hear me, but I'm gonna have to investigate her further. She's got some secrets. I don't know if she's deaf and doesn't hear me or if she's ignoring me, but she looks familiar, and I know her from someplace. I've got to find out why I know her, but I've got to do that later on. That's to come. And then there's the librarian, Dewey S. Decimus. Hi, Dewey.
Hi.
You know, I know that you got some deep, dark secrets that you know about and I know about.
Not
Dewey, I know that the S in the middle of your name, what it stands for.
Oh, yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, the other thing is all those phone calls that you're getting, you tell me that there are people requesting books to be held on hold.
People want books.
Yeah, but I think I know what the answer is. You're running a booking operation back there, and all those numbers are the call-ins for giving you the numbers.
Maybe.
Anyway, I don't know about all those books around you, but that's probably where you're hiding all the magic, or where the numbers that you're hiding. But anyway, the other thing is, I know that you're hiding from your family, the mob. They're looking for you. How long do you think it'll be before they find out where you live?
Oh, about as long as it would take them to find you and make you a pair of concrete shoes. Bada bing, bada bang.
And then there's Lucy Lightfoot. Hey, Lucy, what's in the bag? What are you stealing today?
Why do you want to know?
Be careful, Lucy. I got your number. That's Lucy Lightfoot. She was married to the general, and her alimony goes to pay all of her bills here, so she's sitting pretty. But anyway, besides that, her last job, she was skimming money from the business and made millions. And I think most of that goes to her drinking bills because she has pretty high bills in that department. And the other thing is, she was in prison for skimming money from her previous employer. And I'm gonna have to look into that. But the dining staff calls her Lucy Lightfinger, so we understand. She's the treasurer now of this great big new foundation, the charitable foundation. She handles all of its money, and I know she's starting to skim that money with her past history. I warned her that I'm aware of what she's doing, but if she doesn't stop, and if she doesn't continue to give me half of her proceeds, I'm going to have to turn her in and tell everybody about her previous prison sentence and her sticky fingers with the money. Well, there's so many possibilities for my hitting up somebody. Which one will I choose? But I can't get into that quite yet. I've got to figure out what's going on with this letter that I just got in my cubby. It's anonymous, not signed, and it said, "Meet me at the Shady Theater. I need that book." What book? My book with all my secrets in it? Could they know about that? And how?
You know, you all see that sign right there?
Yeah.
That's misleading. One would think when we're sitting in this room, we're all liars, rather than someone here at the Glen named it the Liar's Den. I don't like it.
Well, who's to say we aren't all liars? Say, Mary Jane, did I see you in your garden this afternoon? Those sure are some strange looking plants you have. Were you doing some weeding?
Wedding? Wedding? Is there going to be a wedding? Oh, who's getting married?
Neva, I took care of all my weeding chores earlier this morning because I had something else important to do earlier this afternoon.
Huh. Mary Jane, that garden shed of yours, it sure gets a good workout. I see you putting stuff in it, and then pretty soon afterwards I see Rex taking stuff out. What's that all about? Is he helping you with that midnight gardening?
Rex, are you kidding? I can't stand that old geezer. I don't want him helping me. He's always looking for a handout and follows me everywhere.
Say, Jack, may I have some more sweetener, please?
Why, sure, honey bun. And then, of course, mademoiselle.
Dewey, did
Yes.
you ever find that book you were looking for?
No, I haven't found it, but I know where it is, thanks.
Dewey,
Yeah.
why is that particular book so important anyway?
Oh, never mind. But I did want to tell you that some residents here at Shady Glen have donated some provocative and explicit books. And I have taken it upon myself to protect the residents from coming across any X-rated passages. And I am going to cross out all of those explicit passages with my black pen. Yes, I am. I like everything to be clean. Queen. Who's a queen?
I am.
Hey, Neva, speaking of that, I saw you in the dining room the other night with the new cute single guy. How'd you manage to get a reservation with him before hospitality even had a chance with him? And was that a note I saw you taking on that other single guy's door?
Or,
Who's a bore?
oh my gosh, the only guy I haven't seen you sit with is Rex. What do you say about that?
Oh, Rex, he's so damn nosy. He's always grilling me about how my husband's died. He acts as if I had something to do with it. I would never date him.
Well, Neva, I thought you'd date anything in pants.
Yep, that's the first time I've heard you say you wouldn't go out with a man. Of course, I did see you and Rex arguing like you wanted to kill each other.
I think it's so terrible that you've lost 3 husbands. I mean, but look at the diamond. Maybe it wasn't so terrible after all. They were pretty rich, and I'm sure they had gigantic insurance policies. How'd you manage that?
I did a lot of research.
When is Rex coming so we can start our game?
Oh, he's always late.
I never could stand that creep. He's not the man he wants us to think he is.
Well, I don't like him. He's always making fun of me. You all tease me, but you do it in jest. And him, nah, he's cruel and nasty.
Say, Lucy, I've been wondering how much you spend on a bottle of wine.
Oh, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. Well, you know, talking about the single guys, I know a lot about them, and I know how to deal with them. I've learned that over the years. Depending on the guy, of course, I just find a way to empty his bank account.
You know, one time I got an excellent bottle of wine for my mother-in-law. It was a great trade.
You better watch yourself, Rod. That's my mother you're talking about. And, by the way, did you not take your little dog, Major, up to the dog park today? Don't you usually do that just before we play cards?
Major had to get his teeth cleaned today, so I was free to go to the gym. Hey, Jacques, what's on the menu for dinner tonight?
I got a really yummy dinner for y'all tonight. Tonight is France night. We begin with coq au vin. It's a rare taste of a French rooster that was drunk. Next, we will have my own recipe of escargot.
I believe that's escargot.
Exactly, escargot. And for dessert, strawberry mouse.
And are you planning to serve a special wine too? I sure hope so.
We, mademoiselle, will have French cabrits from the cellars. I'm sure you'll like it.
Hey, Jocks, I overheard you and Rex having a heated argument the other day. You got really upset when he asked you about escargot. What was that about?
Rex is a know-it-all guy. Thinks he knows more about cooking than me and making suggestions. After all, I trained in Cordon Bleu, Paris. The nerve of him.
Well, those two were really going at it. They really sounded like they wanted to hurt each other.
You know what? If I ever go missing, I want my name on a wine bottle, not on some silly milk carton. That way, only the fun people will find me. You know, the ones that can still drive at night. Take me to Bonds so I can get more wine.
Oh, fine, fine. Thank you for asking. My stomach was a bit sour, but then I went to Vaughn's and I bought some Pepsid. That took care of it.
Changing the subject, I heard that someone in the villa puts out so many empty wine bottles each week that Alcoholics Anonymous taped a pamphlet to the recycling bin.
That's my villa. Yes, and I even have a fitness tracker that calculates just how many glasses of wine I've earned. I love a big bold red.
Ben? Ben? Who did you love in bed?
Ayala,
When they were passing out brains, did you think they said trains and you just sort of stepped out of the way?
come now, we're all friends here at the group. We help each other. We do things for each other.
I'm grateful for friends, the kind that have benefits.
Benefits?
You know, well, I'll say it again, the kind that can still drive at night and take me to Bonds to get more wine. And it's a hint.
But don't forget about the Amazon guy. He's so nice and friendly. He stopped by the other day because I hadn't ordered something in a couple of days. He wanted to see if I was all right. I was so sorry that he couldn't stay and visit for a bit.
Dad, who did you hit?
I want your attention, please. A body was discovered in the SHADY GLEN, and the police have been called. We are all persons of interest. Suspect foul play.
Oh, play!
You are told to stay right here.
Wasn't me.
It
Wasn't
me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lieutenant Palumbo of the the San Diego Police Department. Earlier today, a body was found at Shady Glen.
Where?
Apparently, someone went to the Shady Theater to prepare for a employee orientation program and discovered it there.
Was it dead?
Who was it? Who was it? His tag said Rex Extortion. We suspect foul play, so if you don't mind, I'll have a few questions.
Well, y'all have to take care of my French fries.
I'm afraid your fries will be fine. You need to stay. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Monsieur.
When I examined the body, I found when I examined the body, I found a few things. One was this black book. And secondly, I found a note that said someone was looking for a book. So, meantime, forensic is examining the evidence for additional clues. But in the meantime, I will start some interrogation. Does anyone know a Lucy?
I'm not the only Lucy in Shady Glen.
Okay then. Are you the treasurer for the community council?
Yes.
So is Lucy noted here? Just what do you do as treasurer? Do you handle large amounts of money?
Yes. I do.
Have you had any experience before handling large amounts of money?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're sounding a lot like the Lucy described in this book. Rex wrote that you previously stole money from your employers and went to prison when it was discovered.
I paid my debt to society. Prison is ancient history.
Well, next to your name, there's a little dollar sign, and next to it, an amount. What's that about?
I have no idea. Perhaps it was Rex's way of rating women.
Perhaps. Also, CCF is written next to your name. What is that?
I know. It's the Community Charity Foundation.
And what is that?
Oh, that's money that we all collect to give to charities.
Well, it seems that Rex noted that there's been a discrepancy between the amounts shown in the ledger and the amounts actually deposited to this CCF account. Did he talk to you about that discrepancy?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Well, regarding the dollar sign next to your name, ma'am, does it mean that you've been paying Rex to keep him quiet?
No, of course not.
Well, Miss, thank you for your time. But I have one question for you. Where were you between 1 and 2 today?
I was here with the others at 2 o'clock.
And before then?
Well, I was on my way to the bank to make a deposit, and I got about halfway there, and I happened to glance at my gas gauge and saw it was on empty. I knew I didn't have time to go to the bank and get back in time to play cards and fill up the gas tank too. So I just filled up and went back home.
I see. Did anyone see you?
Well, of course, all those people driving past me.
Well, you work on recalling who saw you. Well, so while you work on remembering who saw you, I'll talk to a Mr. Ramrod. Oh, he made it to the pool. Thank you.
That's General Ramrod, sir.
Okay, General. Of course. It says here in the book that you submitted imposter dog poop for DNA testing at the GLEN, Shady GLEN. What's that about?
So that's why you never stooped to scoop. You stole DNA from someone else's dog and registered it here at the GLEN. That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
I won't dignify that accusation with a comment.
I see. Well, hold on, General. I have a couple of questions for you. And ma'am, stay close. I'll talk to you later. So the fact that you are mentioned in this book, and it sounds like you have come up with a way to avoid cleaning up your dog's droppings, suggests that Mr. Torsion may have had you supplement his income too.
Really? Do you think a retired general would do anything like that?
Well, I think your dog will give us the answer when I have forensic team take him for a walk. So stay close, General. I'm not through with you yet. And by the way, where were you between 1 and 2?
I was in the gym.
Did anyone see you there?
I was there by myself.
Didn't you have to sign in?
Remember, rules don't apply to me.
You're in the real world, General. Rules do apply to you, sir. We are not done talking.
Excuse me. I have to go walk Major.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back, cop.
Okay. Let's see. Is Mary Jane?
Yes.
And ma'am, who are you?
I'm Mary Jane Greenleaf.
Mm-hmm. And according to Rex's notes, you seem to have a thriving business in weed and psychedelic mushrooms.
Well, I'm a gardener, and gardeners steal in weeds all the time. And mushrooms right now, for various people, are highly in demand, especially specialty mushrooms.
Well, that's not the kind of weed or mushrooms he's noted here.
He was always making up stories.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Somebody, where's the boxes? Let's see. Well, we'd like to take some time to have you take the forensic team to your garden just to see how your garden grows. And I'm sure I'll have some additional questions for you after they make that tour. So keep your weeding on hold a bit. And by the way, where were you between 1 and 2 today?
I was collecting kitchen waste for my compost.
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen waste for a garden is like gold. It's critical to have a healthy garden, and anything you grow is
Mhm.
healthier.
Did anyone see you there?
No, because everyone here takes a nap just about that time.
Generals don't take naps.
Oh. Well, you might want to think about that answer, ma'am. But let me move on to who is Neva?
That's never.
Never. Well, it's nice to meet you. Let's see.
Eyes here, mister.
Well, it says here you were married 3 times. What happened to the first husband?
Well, that was Ernest. We were on our honeymoon in Hawaii, atop a high, high mountain. Very secluded and very romantic. Well, Ernest wanted to take my picture, of course. And then he wanted to take another picture, but he wanted more scenery in the background. So he backed up. And he backed up and plop! He was gone.
Oh my. What happened to the second husband?
Bruno. Oh, Bruno. Bruno and I were sailing on our yacht in the Caribbean. And suddenly a huge squall came up. Well, Bruno told me to lower the boom. And I did.
I'm afraid to ask, but what happened to the third husband?
Dear, sweet Harold, he was terribly allergic to peanuts. And somehow, by mistake, peanut oil was put in the olive oil jar. And when Harold ate a salad prepared by our chef with oil and vinaigrette, he went into shock. And poof, he was gone.
Oh, that is a lot of bad luck. So, where were you between 1 and 2 today?
Well, actually, I was taking a nap.
Alone?
Well, I was expecting company, but something came up.
Yeah. That single guy got a better offer.
Well, stay close. I may have some additional questions. I appreciate that.
You know where I live, don't you?
Afraid I do. Let's see. Jacques. It says here that you're a French chef. My wife, Mrs. Palumbo, loves French cooking. Is one of your specialties something to do with snails? There's a recipe my wife talked about. Seems to refer to gourmet snails. I only see snails crawling around in the garden in the morning. Do people actually eat them? And how do you prepare them?
It's a dish called escargot.
I believe that's escargot.
Snails. That reminds me of a story. It seems it was a snail who was tired of being slow. He really wanted to be known as Speedy. So he went out and bought a really fast sports car, and he had the dealer paint a big S on either side of it. And when people would see him zooming by, they'd say, "Hey, look at that S, car, go."
Getting back to snails, what type of dessert would you prepare to go with escargot?
I'll be hankering to make chocolate creams.
Creeps? Forget about desserts for a minute. I just remembered. I read an article about people who actually died from eating poisoned snails. Yes, in the Core Diner on Blue Street in Paris, Texas. I did.
Apparently Rex is aware of that also. Here it is. Rex has a newspaper article attached to the page and to this black book. And I do see a $sign next to your name. How much did you have to cough up every month to keep him quiet?
$2 bucks.
You do?
So, Jacques, I'll ask you the same question. Where were you between 1 and 2?
Making French fries.
Did anyone see you in the kitchen?
It's a one-man job.
Oh, well, I guess it depends on how many you're making. Okay, thank you. Who is Dewey?
I am. Yes.
Is that Dewey S. Decimus?
Right.
And what does the S stand for?
The S stands for soprano.
Oh, are you a singer?
Oh.
Hmm.
No, I'm not a singer.
Any relation to the Sopranos of New Jersey?
New Jersey, yes, that's my family.
Ah. Did you happen to work for your good family?
I did. I was their bookkeeper for a while.
Wasn't there a whole lot of money missing that never could be found out?
Oh, I think some. Yeah, some. Oh, excuse me for a minute. Oh, wrong number. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh, yes. I was saying,
Oh, excuse me. Not now. All right.
what's that all about?
Oh, just some calls.
Just a minute. Let me see. Okay. Well, my wife would like those shoes.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I've got to quit smoking these cigars. Why do you have so many phones and so many books?
I'm a librarian.
Rex wrote that you were running a numbers racket. Is that true?
I take some bets, yes. But I think there are some worse things going on around here. I don't sell weed or mushrooms. I don't serve questionable food. I don't have any dead husbands. And I don't steal money from Shady Glen. And I don't have a dog, so there isn't anything that I don't pick up.
Say, Dewey, did you ever find that book you were looking for?
Oh, yes, The Sex Lives of the Rich and Famous. I did find it. I know where it is.
You were really upset. Why was that book so important?
Oh, it had something, but it doesn't matter. Not at all.
Oh. Where were you between 1 and 2?
Oh, I know. I was busy blacking out all those explicit passages.
Ah. Okay.
Why is he asking so many questions? Why is he asking so many questions, and why is he looking at everybody's shoes, and why is everybody so upset?
Ayel?
Yes.
Ayel?
Yes.
Yes. Are you really hard of hearing?
What? What? I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, we need you to stay here a bit longer. Hold it. What was your relationship with Rex?
I couldn't stand him. He was a no-good, lousy bloodsucker. He treated me like an idiot.
Is there anything else?
Well, actually, there is. Years ago, we both lived in the same condo complex in Marin County. Well, he was working at the same place as my sister. And he was so into computers that he could find out anything about anyone. Well, he found out that she lied about her education, and then he blackmailed her and told her to pay up or she would lose her job. Well, my sister ended up leaving. She had a nervous breakdown. It ruined her life. So then I moved to get away from him. And guess what? He moved in the same place as me. There's no justice. Well, I think he knows who I am, but I know who he is. And I know that not only did he blackmail my sister, but other people as well. And I am glad Rex is dead.
I hate to bother you, but I have a question. Where were you between 1 and 2 today?
I was looking for Jacques to tell him no more French fries.
One more thing. Where's the guy who keeps looking for the pool? I need an assistant. It's time for you to help me solve this mystery. During intermission, bathrobe guy and Alice will bring a sheet of paper to each table with the name of a suspect on it. We want members of the table to formulate a question for the suspect that's listed on the sheet of paper. And then we'll give you a chance to ask that question through a spokesperson, which you will have to select at your table, who will speak for your table and read your question.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. I believe there's something over here you need to see.
Okay. Well, I'll be right back, or I'll be seeing you soon. And While I'm gone, you'll have 15 minutes to refill your glasses, use the facility, and of course formulate your question through your spokesperson. We'll talk again soon.
Can I go to the bathroom now?
You think Columbo should have asked the suspect what you have, and you've got Mary Jane Green.
Okay.
Mary Jane. Okay.
And just one
Oh,
question.
Mary Jane. Just one
You
question.
can ask more than one, but only if that suspect.
Okay. Mary Jane Greenery. She's the gardener.
She's the
Growing weed.
nocturnal gardener.
Right.
Nocturnal master gardener.
Okay. What kind of magic she's got? We're supposed to be political Columbo, just asking.
And we can do more than one, she said.
What do you think? Oh, Linda.
Let's see.
That
How long have you known Rex? Maybe ask that. How long have you known him? Maybe there's something in their background.
regular
A short question for the suspect above.
Her first. Just personal.
Guess what?
Personal. Personal.
All right. I don't know whether she ever got divorced.
Oh, you think that it's
I don't think she ever got divorced.
That's what somebody
I didn't hear you. The guy?
Died of a heart attack.
Oh,
Suspect.
that's a good idea.
Because, in the retirement place, who's going to be
did she ever date? Has she ever gone home? The guy
Who interviewed him? Who said, let's hire this dude? But I think, at the end, that is like the Orient Express. Everybody on the train was involved in the killing of the guy on the Orient Express.
Yeah, you're right.
They all owed him money.
I'd like to know who with the GLEN who interviewed
I thought your job was to ask the question of the library. No, our job is to ask questions of the library. That's what our job is.
or was it Megan Klein?
She's the who gets people to take her to balls. What?
We're taking this seriously. That's question number one.
What's number two?
Number two. What's the stick?
Is it a real? Are your bosoms real? And if not, which husband paid for them?
And the third question is, what's the vital statistic number? In centimeters.
He was Lloyd Reed or something.
Vital statistic. In centimeters.
Because they're asking where we're Uh-oh, there's Columbo. He's thinking that we might have the culprit.
Oh, hi.
Next question. How many children did you have?
Woman.
How many children?
Do you have a question for this person?
Yeah, there definitely are more than, well, based on all these people.
That's still people. And so he knew found out about it. He didn't want to found out. Yeah. Yeah. You're trained.
This guy watches History Channel every day.
History Channel?
History. I mean mystery.
Good observation. There could be some hanky-panky going on.
No, I'm just saying, did you feel rest? I think everybody knows.
Well, that would, maybe.
How about would you be willing to let us sample the dirt on your shoes?
Oh, no. The dirt, yeah, do a
The
sample.
dirt-
The garden, the dirt in her garden, because if they found it on her shoes.
Well, they sample
Or
both.
someplace, yeah.
Or maybe there's footprints in the garden. And therefore, if she has dirt on her shoes, there might have been footprints in the theater.
That's right. Okay.
We need her shoes.
Yeah. We
need the dirt from both her shoes and the garden.
But that's going a little far. What's the question? What's the question that will pin that down? That's a good theory.
Would you let me have your shoes for a moment, please?
No, but that covers a lot.
That covers a lot of territory.
Her shoes might not have even been involved though, because if his shoes had her garden dirt.
Yeah.
Well, that might let her off the hook. Yeah.
No.
Because it might not match the dirt that might be. We don't even know if there's dirt in the theater.
No, that's true, but that's our theory. They were working on it.
Well,
and the thing is though, she would have her own garden dirt on her shoes.
Your attention, please. Forensics reports that the cause of death was a blow to the head, and in addition to the blood, there was wine and broken glass all over. Thank you. As we come on into the audience, has everyone selected their spokesperson? The spokesperson, okay. Beth or Guy and Ann will assist me as we walk and speak to each table that is the spokesperson, give them a chance to announce it. Announce your question. I'm going to start here at table 1.
Did you stop?
Rooms in wine.
I've not had that personal experience. Wine, I have heard of people fatally overdosing on wine. My mushrooms are just the perfect strength for our health.
Mary Jane, we have another question. I'll be moving to table 8 for the second question. Who's the spokesperson here?
Well, I guess I got elected.
Oh, good. Let's see, can I get through here? Sure.
So-
I have to get a little closer to it.
So actually,
So everyone can hear you.
okay. Well, this would actually, we thought perhaps there was dirt involved in the finding the body in the theater.
So your questions are, or question
Okay, and then the second question was, how many magic mushrooms in a serving?
Did you hear the question?
I did. That really depends on how wonderful you want to feel.
Good job. Thank you. And we have, next we have 2 questions for Neva. And table 3? Table 3?
Over there.
3, over here. Thank you.
That's never.
Because she never says no.
It's always.
Just address your question to...
Our question is for Neva. Neva.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Neva, did you ever ask Rex X to mirror you?
Rex's ego is bigger than any part of his anatomy. I would never date him. He's not wealthy enough.
She said he wasn't wealthy enough. Did I hear you say he was
Yes,
not
sir.
wealthy enough?
Yes or no?
And,
Yes or no?
well, I think that's her answer. I don't know whether you're gonna get a yes or no or not, but
Okay.
we have we have an additional question for you coming up with, from table 9. Thank you.
Never lonely. By the way, Lieutenant, my name is Charlie Chan, and I'm with the Oahu Chinatown Police Department. And we want to collaborate with you on the supposed passing of Miss Lonely's first husband.
Okay. Nice.
The question is, have you only been married 3 times?
Well, there's a couple I really didn't want to count.
Could you repeat that?
There were a couple marriages I really didn't want to count.
Okay, so there were additional marriages that she doesn't want to count. Thank you. Question, thank you very much. And we have one question for Jacques. Table 4. Table 4? Table 4, spokesperson? Thank you. Okay, here you go.
Okay, we have a question for Jacques Zevakas, the chef. There he is. Thank you, Jacques. And we have a 2-part question. First off, who interviewed you to be chef at the Shady Glen? And were you cleared of the death of the people in Paris, Texas, who had eaten the poisoned escargot that you prepared?
The ones in Paris, Texas was long before my time. And here at Shady Glen, Rex thought his favorite was the snail sauce.
But who hired you at the Shady Glen?
Who hired you? Who interviewed you?
The upper officers.
The upper officer. A top manager, huh? Okay, thank you. Jacques. And we have one question for Ayala. Table 5? 5, right here. Table 5, and this gentleman is going to address you.
Well, the question we have is, how do you think Rex X died?
What?
Could you answer that question?
What?
Thank you for your question.
I appreciate it. And we have 2 questions for Dewey Decimus. Table 6, right here. I'll come over there, and we will have the microphone for you.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
So Dewey, did Rex help you find the missing book about the rich and famous? After all, you are a soprano. Were you one of the characters in that book, so the reason for his elimination?
Oh, good question. Good 2-part question. Rex was not helping me find the book. And I do have to say that I found some similarity between the people of the residents at Shady Glen.
Which residents?
Inspector Palamo, am I finished?
No, you're not. We have one more question here. From table 7. Well, we're going to hold on, have a little confusion here. Yeah, okay. And that's a question for Dewey Decimus, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Since you claim to sleep between 1 and 2 every day, you've ever sleepwalked?
No, actually, I am much too busy with my duties. I don't sleep between 1 and 2 every day. And no, I do not sleepwalk.
On the Dewey Decimal System, what is your relation to him?
My relationship to
The Dewey Decimal System.
to the Dewey Decimal System. Oh, actually, I'm so proud of the connection. Way back in my family, we are a family of librarians, and they devised the system, the Dewey Decimal System, and it just evolved into our name. I'm so proud. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a spokesperson here, you will be the spokesperson.
Lucy, pay attention. Lucy, what did you really do with the community charity fund money?
Oh, that's a dangerous question. I have friends in high cases, and coming down from Cloud Wine, I can't share that information. Sorry.
I have another question.
I'm sorry. There were 2 questions. And this spokesperson, this lady, will ask you her question for the table.
Lucy, we know that wine can have a loose tongue, so remember, you must tell the truth. Did Rex take you to Vaughn's between 1 and 2 to buy your wine?
I would never go anywhere with Rex.
When Palumbo asked you where you were between 1 and 2, did you tell the truth?
No. I told at least part of it.
Thank you all for your questions and your thoughtfulness. Well, thank you for your cooperation. And at this point, you have asked your questions. You've heard the suspect's answers. But I think it could have happened like this.
So it's you. I don't know how you found out about my little black book, but now that you're here, I guess you'll be the one I hit up for more money. From now on, you're going to be paying me twice as much, or everyone will know who you are and what you're hiding.
How dare you! You dirty S.O.B!
Do you? You'll have 5 minutes to decide who done it. There's a paper already on your table on which you can write that. And your spokesperson will give us the answer that your table has come up with.
Yeah. It just sounded like her voice.
Well, I thought that was Gordy's, was the Rex's voice, wasn't it?
It was Rex saying he's
He
gonna...
recognized whoever it was and said,
Yeah, it was Rex that said that he's gonna triple off.
Yeah.
Never ever know that one. Let me think.
But and
We're trying to figure out who done it.
There were only two men. Maybe we're
Yeah,
wrong.
there's no
two
woman.
Men. Yeah, right.
Woman up here.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was two men and boys.
Rex X, which is computer savvy, devious, and unpopular. That's Rex, that they don't like.
Why do you think that was a man?
It looked like two men and
No.
The screen.
Well, that was Rex,
The voice was Rex.
the guy that was killed. But the other one,
person.
the
Yeah.
voice
Did you
sounded
think it
like
was a
it could be
man?
male or
I
female.
couldn't tell.
I don't know if be unkind, but the cook has an accent. That guy didn't sound like he had an accent in the little pet.
It was hard to understand.
That wasn't.
She's deaf. How about the gentleman? And Ramrod killed her. That was he having an affair with Lucy and Ramrod killed her? Like a three-way triangle? I don't know.
How's everybody in it?
How's everybody doing?
You're very, very smart. That is smart. I think we got it. I think we're the only table that's going to have this correct.
I think so. Pool guy, the bathroom guy, Alan. Okay.
Because he's the least likely.
This guy.
He's not giving it away.
We have three different answers. So who should we put?
I would say I yell a lot because we like her names.
I didn't realize he was the ex. They don't have anything before that.
General.
Show me that.
Numerically, by table number, and to ask the spokesperson just to stand up and shout out the name. Real loud, so everyone can hear it. So, if table 1 is ready?
No.
Okay, we'll go to table 2 and come back to 1.
Right, the last.
Table 2.
Lucy, Lightfoot.
Lucy Lightfoot, okay. Thank you. Table 3? Never? Did I hear that correctly? Yes. Okay, never. Is table 1 ready? Not ready yet?
Virgil Lorenzo.
Virgil, you mean Jacques? Okay. Okay, table 4.
Dewey Decimus.
Dewey Decimus. Table 4. Okay. Table 5. I'm sorry? You don't have an answer, but I'll come back to you. Hopefully in a couple of minutes you'll have an answer. We want to give you a chance to do that. Table 6. Dewey? Dewey, okay. Table 7. The bathrobe guy.
The bathroom. Oh, see, I told you. I told you. I told you.
Table 8.
We believe it was General Rodney Ramrod.
General Ramrod. Okay. Table 8. Table 9. Jacques.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I heard you correctly. Jacques Zibox. Okay. And that was table 9, thank you. Table 10?
Never ever lonely the previous life.
Ah. Never ever lonely, his previous wife. Table 11?
We think bathrobe guy.
I see that.
We believe bathrobe guy.
Bathrobe guy.
Because we couldn't ask him any questions, and there were glass at the scene of the murder, he said, and think he used his ex-wife's empty wine bottle to kill him.
Let's see, I was table 11, so table 12, and then I have one more table to go back to, but we'll the last table 12. To stand up and shout it out.
Mary Jane Greenleaf.
Mary Jane Greenleaf. Is that correct? Okay, thank you. Okay, now it was table here, table number 5 is going to tell us their answer. Now, who done it?
Lucy Lightfoot.
Lucy Lightfoot? Okay, thank you. Okay, we've accounted for every table here. You've had your opportunity to identify who done it. Miss Decimus, may I please speak to you? I think you're in too much of a hurry to come back here. You apparently didn't notice that your shoes were stained with blood and wine. So, why did you do it?
Well, let me tell you what happened. I kept all of my betting records in the book, The Sex Lives of the Rich and Famous. And I had it on my desk, and somebody came along and picked it up by accident, and they checked it out. Well, I knew who it was, and so I wrote her a note, and I put it in her cubby. Or I thought I did. I must have put it in Rex's cubby by accident. So I had to set up a movie in Shady Theater, and I asked her to please meet me there and to bring the book. And I even brought a bottle of wine to give her because I knew she hadn't had a chance to read it. But who shows up but that dirty rat, Rex? And he's all talking about his black book, and before I had a chance to say anything, he said he was going to double my blackmail payment or he would tell the mob where I was hiding out. And I just lost it. I went into a fit of rage, and I took that wine bottle and I smashed him with it.
Oh. Well, some of us figured it out. And you'll soon be going to a very secure retirement place. Unlike this one, at no cost to you. And maybe you could get a job in the prison library. Thank you, officer. I learned something from every case. But in this case, I still don't know how to prepare escargot.
To acknowledge our stage manager, Marie Paparelli, and her assistants, Leslie and Dean Johnson, and Dwight Little, our shadow show manager, and Kate Bauer, our special effects manager. And her assistant, Vinay Burrow and back. And Jim Green, who did lighting and curtain. And our assistant director, Alice Cahuha. I want to say she was a wonderful assistant. She was our universal understudy. She was in charge of costumes. She coached us and supported us throughout. Alice Cahuha.
I want to give a thank you to the promotional team and the sign makers, Big Cook, Mike Berry, Kate Bauer, Anna Hallison. We wouldn't have all of you here tonight and have had 3 sellout shows if it hadn't for the great work that they did. We want to give a special thanks to Sue Moxon, whose creativity provided a platform on which our play was written. Hold your, give Sue a hand. And hold your applause while I tell you the names of the other contributing writers. We have Mike Berry. Step forward. Bev Berwick. Kate Bauer. Big Cook, Elaine Glimmer, Ann Allison, Jim Green, Jerry Schmidt, Edeline Young, and me. And last but definitely not least, I want to say a thank you to Bev Berwick, who was our director and also Dewey Decimus. And who almost got away with murder, and for all the work that she did in helping us put this together. In a former time, she was a drama coach at a high school, and so she took that experience and knowledge and taught us and brought this kind of ragtag crew together to put on your play and write it tonight. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you all for being here. You're a very big part of this whole production, and you were such a great audience. You know, we just really appreciate it. This is our first play at the GLEN at Scripps Ranch, and who knows, maybe we'll have a whole slew of others. But enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again for being here.
Are you sure you want to tell
Oh,
about
okay.
yourself?
Well, I was supposed to say restaurant as a key word at the end, but I was talking along and I said restaurant, and Ayala came out behind me, and here I am in the middle of trying to tell about this murder at the restaurant, and I didn't know what to do next because here's Ayala, so I'm thinking, well, so I said, well, I'll have to think about that, and I got a big applause. So
Yeah, that worked. Well, it's because you were fumbling with your book that you said, I've got to think about that.
What?
And you all got it straight on the room, right?
The funniest thing? People drank too much wine, and then they had a problem remembering their lines. That's all I can think of.
Go.
The funniest thing that happened today when the actresses were getting dressed for the program, and Ayala had glue stuck to her finger, and she put the eyelash on Neva upside down on her lower lid, and it was hysterical. It was so funny. I wish we'd had a camera.